Man, maybe I'm getting too old to drink soda. I drank this cherry Coke and it is currently, I think it's the cherry Coke. It's like destroying my stomach. All right, Nick Shift, match 1, game 1. Let's do it. This is not a keepable hand. This is a 6-drop and a 7-drop, basically. Sure, this hand's okay. Not amazing, but fine. Yeah, I think Just Kinda Hiri is very good as well. The 3 decks I'm between is Blue Red Prison, Just Kinda Hiri, and Green Black. I think I'm favoring Green Black just because it has its aggressive draws. And I really value being able to just like get people in Modern, just like be able to run people over on occasion. Oh no, I think we're dead, chat. They have an Exhume. All right, we need to draw a discard spell. Oh wait, they had mana, never mind. Right, they cast Dark Ritual. Whoopsie. All right, hopefully I'm not a liar and this league will be able to last, All right, boarded, discard spells and surgicals. All right. Second verse, hopefully better than the first. If only we would have had Deathrite Shaman to keep these terrible graveyard decks in check. God bless Deathrite Shaman, keeping these graveyard decks from doing obnoxious things. What's going on, Trey? Good evening. Yeah, you pretty much just always want a Green Sun for Veteran Explorer, and you don't really want a 25th land in the deck, and I don't think you could cut any of our existing lands for a Dryad Arbor. So I think Dryad Arbor is just kind of slow. You could buy the same underwear as me, Trey, or a wonderful polo like this one. Have you ever thought about a day where you play against people in stream? The problem with that, Nosferatu, is that whenever I've seen other people do that have sizable audiences, there's always some amount of people that get left out, and like, just the most fair way to get to play against me is just queue into me on Magic Online. I just can't keep this hand in this matchup, right? I have to mulligan for Surgical, Thoughtseize, Cabal Therapy. I mean... Alright. At bottom, second, Scape Shift. Any advice on playing Nahiri versus Hollowed One? Don't discard your Path to Exiles randomly to their Burning Inquiries. They revealed a Chancellor of the Annex over here. And you explain the new... I can explain the new clothing sponsor. So Mack Weldon, they are a premium clothing brand, and they offer high-end... It's not suits, but it's like casual wear. They do like, this is one of their polos. I have a couple of t-shirts from them as well. They do shorts, they do underwear, all sorts of different stuff. If you head to bit.ly/HugelClose, it'll forward you through a portal where if you actually buy something through that portal, you can save 20% on your first order with just a discount code that's my name, Jeff Hoagland, all lowercase. And it actually pops up an on-stream notification on the overlay if you buy through the thing. It says, hey, such and such bought from Mack Weldon. Nah, I think if I draw green mana, I'm going to have plenty of mana to use this Veteran Explorer anyways. That was a slightly premature concession, maybe, but I think the writing was on the wall without a green source. I'm pretty sure it doesn't pop up what you buy. It just says such and such made a purchase. bit.ly/HugelClose, all lowercase. HOOGL close. All right, give me one of them. Give me one of them fair decks. Give me one of them fair decks. Remember, when you lose to unfair decks in Legacy with a deck like this, you have but one person to blame. And it's the person that you see when you look in the mirror. We are playing a deck like this, hoping to pair into Delvers and pair into 4-color Leovolds and stuff like that. Hoping to punish people that are a little bit less greedy than we are. Cloudpost, eh? We have so many manas, chat. You have so many manas. Cloudpost is a deck that goes, and they're hoping to prey on people like us, right? Like Cloudpost is a deck where their big dumb thing is slightly bigger and slightly dumber than our big dumb thing. The sponsor reached out to me through a site that's doing advertising that's explicitly helping companies advertise through Twitch. That's why we have the sweet overlay integration from them. So that's how that got set up. Honestly, my best advice for people trying to find a deck to play in any format is just proxy a lot and try a lot. Just try a bunch of different things and find the thing that you enjoy playing the most. Magic's a very subjective game in the fact that it's kind of a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and having everybody's tastes are going to be slightly different. All right, so they could have smashered me last turn. I'm going to name Endbringer here because that's probably a 4 of. I think they would have cast any other smaller Squidbillies. Double Oblivion Sower. God bless us, everyone. Yeah, proxies are your friend, for sure. Well, they definitely have enough mana now to cast anything they draw. Proxy means to make fake magic cards. So take bulk magic cards and write on the back of them. They don't have basics. Well, that's good for us. A very common method of proxying is just Sharpie on the back of bulk. Just flip the cards over and write on the back of them which cards you want them to represent, and then put them into sleeves. So you can shuffle them up and not know what you're drawing. We are 2 lands away from Scapeshift being lethal. So Walking Ballista, maybe? That's a good pickup. Oh, I guess Pernicious Deed just destroys that, right? It's not the worst. It's kind of sad that I didn't get any clues off my tracker, but I think it's right to play it out there with them having nothing. Swag Dadderson. Baby. Just gonna keep these. Yep. Yeah, there's websites that'll format 9 magic cards to a page. When I used to stream Paper Magic on this channel, I didn't own many magic cards. Matt owned some, but a lot of the stuff we did, we just printed entire decks off the laser printer and then put them into sleeves in front of actual magic cards. I couldn't cast the tracker before sacrificing the Explorer because I had to pay a mana to cast the Cabal Therapy, and that was my 3rd land for the turn. So that was not an option, Bruno. You are correct if that was an option. Obviously, I want to do that sooner rather than later, but that was not an option. Should go get something here, probably. We know their last card is Urborg. I'm going to get Maelstrom Pulse here, just preemptively. I don't want to get the Scapeshift preemptively, because if they draw Thought-Knot Seer, I don't want to lose the Scapeshift. Well, I have a color laser printer in my basement, Worm, that I bought explicitly for printing color proxies. So laser printers go through far less toner than an inkjet does ink. Worm coil engine. Nice, Neff. Congrats. It's a 7th land. We will need an 8th land here before we can scape shift them. Well, now I could just get Primeval Titan, right? Well, I guess that leaves me at 6. I'm just going to put these both back on top here. I'm going to go land, cast this Thragdad, and then pass back here. And then next turn, I'll draw the Verdant Catacombs, and then Burning Wish for Scape Shift, and then cast Scape Shift. Kill my opponent, deal 36. What color laser printer? It's just a cheap, I think it's a Samsung. I'd have to look. I can send you the model after. It was not terribly expensive. My deck full of 6-mana dinosaurs cares not about your Trinisphere. Yeah, so for those that are new to Scape Shift math, how Scape Shift math works is that with 7 lands, you can deal 18 damage, but with 8 lands, you get to deal 36 damage. There's 10 mountains in my deck, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means I have 7 mountains left, so I can just sacrifice all my things here. Just space them. So you get double Valakut and 6 mountains, which allows us to get plenty of triggers here. So poke you. Opponent making me click through this because you think I will time out after a 4-minute game 1? Always yes, always yes, always healed. Did you? Thoughtseize is probably pretty okay to board in here. Collective Brutality doesn't really do much, doesn't really kill any of their things. It just seems like a fine swap, just easy in, easy out. I want to leave the Maelstrom Pulse and the Toxic Deluge in my sideboard to Burning Wish for, potentially. Gives us some length there. Hey, Neferix with the $5 donation. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Hey, chat. Did you know if you link your Amazon Prime account and Twitch account, you should subscribe to your favorite streamer, Jeff, for free? Thank you for the support. Thank you for the plug. Sounds pretty good, right? How do I feel about Adnaz and Jund? Do you mean in the humans meta? I think Ad Nauseam lines up pretty poorly against humans, but I also think that I think Ad Nauseam lines up pretty poorly against humans, but I also think that what do I want to name here? But I also think that Jund is okay. I don't know. Most things that you want to play in Modern are fine. It's just Thought-Knot Seer. Do we think they board out Trinisphere against me? What are the odds they board out Trinisphere against me? Actually, we just talked about humans. You want to diversify the sweepers that you're playing against Meddling Mage. I kind of just want to name Trinisphere because that slows us down the most, right? You can also name, I'm going to name Chalice of the Void, actually, because that's definitely a card they play and they probably didn't board it out. Fuck me. Oh, that's frustrating. Almost named that too, and I was like, nah, Trinisphere's bad against us. They'll probably board it out. A Chalice is okay against us. They'll probably leave that one. And maybe they don't have room to board it out. It's really annoying either way. God, so close to talking myself into the best line. Because, like, I can't flashback Cabal Therapy this turn either. Which really sucks. Have I added to what? You gotta be more specific. We play 4 different decks a day on this stream. God, I just slaughtered them. They draw Warping Whale, seriously? Move on with my life here. We're gonna get Oblivion Sword and just die. Oh, that was frustrating. How do those two statements fit together? Because a lot in... Okay, let me... What's a good way I can put this? Just because a card wins you the game doesn't mean it's a card that's good in a given matchup. Does that make sense? Our deck generates lots of mana and has a lot of expensive spells. Both of those things are good against Trinisphere. Both of those things are good against Trinisphere. Having lots of mana is good against Trinisphere. Having expensive spells is good against Trinisphere. Most of our hands don't line up poorly. That specific hand also lined up poorly against Chalice of the Void. And I think Chalice of the Void is just generically fine against us because we're boarding up to like 10 1-mana spells. This hand's decent. It needs to draw some lands, but we have a lot of lands. What's going on, Anaronix? Howdy, howdy. Delete on a Thoughtseize here after they mulligan, so that sounds good. Hope you're having a good evening. Catching us at the tail end here tonight. Wrapping up a little Nick shift in Legacy. We played Legacy all evening tonight. We'll be back to some Modern tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna take Oblivion Sower here. That's the one I care least about. Is it 1K or 2K worth of bits that I get an emote? I don't know. I need to figure out. I think I actually have an unused emote slot. I need to check. I don't think I use our 1200 emote slot. I should probably just hook you and Justin up like Anaronix at this point. All three of you have sent a whole heck of a lot. Yep. It won't go. Is it sending it to your spam, maybe, Anaronix? So they have All Is Dust and Ugin in their hand. I think I'd rather take Ugin, right? JMP, always left out. Thanks for the bits, JMP. I appreciate the support. Make it like Magnemite's evolution. Okay. So we're gonna go grab a green source here. Yeah, Ugin does kind of repeat its effect. That's true. Ooh, that's a nut straw, chat. That, if we could stack our deck, we would have stacked this, or we would have stacked this, or a Veteran Explorer on top. So I'll take away one of your toys. Then I'll cast this with X equals 1, and then I'll take away your other toy. And then we can play Swag Datterson here into Primeval Titan. Why is it called Nick Fit? You're usually just better off not asking why legacy decks are called what they are. People basically, they just close their eyes and choose the names at random. If we hit an untapped land next turn, Primeval Titan sets us up to kill them with Scape Shift the following turn, which is nice. If they draw a brick here, they drew some kind of big Squid Daddy. Okay, it's an Endbringer. Untapped land. Come on, untapped land. Thragtusk is still good, but untapped land sets us up to kill them very quickly. No, Maverick doesn't usually play Veteran Explorer. Maverick is like the mother of Rune's Green Sun Zenith deck. They're both Green Sun Zenith decks, but they're not both. I think I actually just want to Maelstrom Pulse this. I guess I can... Huh. Do I want a Maelstrom Pulse or do I want a Toxic Deluge? If I Deluge, I go to 10, but with Thragtusk in hand, that's probably fine. Yeah, I'm just going to Deluge and clear the board, because they have enough mana that this thing could get scary. Is a nice fit since it ramps up. And it was typoed on the source as Nick Fit. All right, sure. Yep. Untapped land. Untapped land. Untapped land. All right, that could eventually be an untapped land. This will be an untapped land for next turn, right? So we'll have them dead to Primeval Titan in 2 turns. They can't activate this at end of turn because this only makes 2 mana for Eldrazi abilities, and this isn't considered an Eldrazi ability. They do get to untap this though, so they could activate this next turn and play a... Oh, I don't have Scape Shift to set up anymore, right? Maybe I was just supposed to play Thragtusk there. Since I already used my Burning Wish to clear their board. So they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over here after they activate this. So they could play anything that costs 6 or less here. They might just get Reality Smasher since I'm so low on health. Thought not makes sense. They're just going to assume I only have 1 payoff. I think getting Thought-Knot Seer here is right from the opponent. I like this line. I assume I'm going to lose Titan. That's pretty good, chat. That's pretty good. You could say we've gotten a clue. Multi-format all-star Tireless Tracker. They don't play Reality Smasher usually. Interesting. So like more mid-rangey and controlling. So they can Ulamog me next turn then. They get to end step, use the eye, and then untap and Ulamog me. Please attack me. Please attack me. I guess they could also Thought Knot Seer me again this turn, right? Thran Dynamo's pretty stock in the Eldrazi ramp variations. So this can Green Sun for 3, which gets me Nissa. Oh my god. Oh, there's no... I forgot to get... I fetched my forest. That's a pretty big punt. So I need to remember to leave basic forests in my deck when fetching basics because I have Nissa. I get 2 clues with this, but that was definitely a pretty big punt on my part. I'm gonna smash with both of these because I have this to play out as a blocker on the backswing. So our Primeval Titan's exiled by this Thought Knot. Getting in this hit here is decent. Will they need to use Ancient Tombs? They're not going to need to use them, don't they? Yep, there's the Ulamog. That definitely means they want to take damage here. Escape Shift and Burning Wish are still lethal, right? Unless they take us off of lands here. I feel like they're going to go after my things, like a Tireless Tracker and something else. Maybe they'll go after one land to knock me down to 6 to keep me off a lethal Escape Shift. Exiling the Veteran Explorer means they can attack with Thought Knot Seer this turn. That seems fine. No blocks. Go to 5. Escape Shifter, Burning Wish, please. Escape Shift. So I'm not... Escape Shift won't be lethal anymore starting next turn because they're just going to exile all the mountains out of my deck here, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we're about to bite it here, unfortunately. I can chump block this, but that's really just kind of treading water because it exiles our deck in 2 attacks. You know, to hit that turn, unfortunately. Why did they go to 4 there? Carnage Tyrant was still in my deck, but what does that change anything? I'd much rather crack the clue and take a draw at trying to hit the Escape Shift to actually kill them. They don't have any cards in hand. This doesn't fetch all his dust. They have a haste creature here, maybe? Like an Oblivion Sower or something. It's mostly irrelevant at this point. Ulamog's just gonna get us. No, I don't think so. They're just gonna attack with Ulamog. Because we're dead in 2 to them milling us out. Alright, trigger. Scape Shift is actually still lethal. Right? Because they only exiled 1 Valakut, and they exiled 1 Mountain. And I've got 1, 2, 3 mountains in play. Yeah, that's still lethal, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna block with this Veteran Explorer and thin my deck here. Why does Tyrant trample? Yeah, I can get this, and I just don't have to sack all my mountains. So we've got 2 Burning Wishes and a Scape Shift that are lethal here. So we've got a 3 and 16 to kill my opponent here. That ultimately wouldn't have mattered that it had trample, because they're at 4. And like the only reason it's even close to mattering is just for some reason my opponent took 4 at their end of turn. Oh, Pernicious Deed's live too. Okay, yeah, Pernicious Deed is live as well. If they have another blocker, it's not. This Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista lets Pernicious Deed still be lethal. Chalice on 2. That doesn't matter because we have Abrupt Decay. So we're almost 50% to win here. So naturally we'll draw Sylvan Librarian die. I'm impressed. The way that padded out. Oh, there was a Pernicious Deed gone over here, right? There were 2 gone. So we were 25% to win there. Or 25% to win there. Bunch of bricks. That's unfortunate. The worst thing about that loss too is that that person was 1 and 3, so they just like crushed us and they can't even get prizes in their league. All right. Hopefully the next couple are going to go a little bit better here before we wrap that up. Thank you everyone for hanging out. My name is Jeff Hoagland. Well, we'd have gotten milled out, Tom. When Ulamog attacks, it mills 20 cards off the top of our deck, and we'd get buried out. Oh, you're right. We could have forced the chump block, but there was a brick on top of our deck. But you're right. I had a live draw. I could have attacked with the Thragtusk and forced the block. You are correct. Attacking there was correct. All right, Annie, right, thanks everyone for hanging out. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, watching me get dumpstered, please consider subscribing on Twitch. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. You can also support my stuff by supporting my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. We love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you, and if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including CCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hoagland, you can save 20% on your first clothing order with them at bit.ly/HoogleClothes. Having a rough time start to this league, but we're gonna see if we can rally it back, get that 3-2, cash our chesties back out. So Anoronics, you got here late. So I have this one with some of them scrolling at the bottom, but I have the second one here. So basically, instead of having one giant ad break, I'm doing two shorter ad breaks, where there's 3 up at all times on one with them scrolling at the bottom, and then 3 up on the other one with the other one scrolling at the bottom, and I'm alternating back and forth. So that way it's not me sitting here doing an ad break for 2 minutes and losing a bunch of people. So I can do, you know, under a minute, talk about 3, done, and then for the next one I'll talk about the other 3, be done. Thank God those faces are But I didn't want to take all of them off there, so I thought a good one was to take the other 3 that I'm not talking about directly and leave them rotating on the bottom so they're still up there during the ad break part of the stream. I still always have moments during all the ad breaks, even if I'm not focusing explicitly on all of them every ad break. Because the sponsors are great, they make the stream hum, but I don't want it to be about just about the sponsor. I want it to be about the content that we're making too. Oh no! Oh no! All right, what are we? Well, that's what we call an excellent draw in the biz. What am I naming? What's a 4 of? Oh, yeah, just... I wish they'd ban Cabal Therapy, or I wish they'd ban Gitaxian Probe in Legacy, if only so people who are good and understand like what are 4-ofs and what you should name when. So I basically just want Cabal Therapy to be a skill testing card again. I really miss when Cabal Therapy was this really sweet card that was difficult to cast, and now it just has training wheels and everybody gets to cast it for free all of the time, and there's just no skill involved. Oh crap, we're gonna give them Mountain, so they're gonna get to Fire Blast us before this thing resolves, huh? It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. They're gonna sack these mountains and blast us. Maybe I should have named Fire Blast to start because of this. I wasn't thinking about the Veteran Explorer Fire Blast interaction here. So I think if I think about that, I'm supposed to actually name Fire Blast with that first one. See, I'm gonna name Flame Rift here. Woo! Lucky, lucky, lucky. I think if I would have thought about how the interaction was going to end up lining up, I would have correctly arrived at Fire Blast, but I wasn't thinking about how Veteran Explorer's trigger was going to interface with the Cabal Therapy flashback. We are confirmed ghosting. I'll never forget, I was playing Grixis Delver against someone playing Burn at Legacy 1K, and like I knew they had 2 fire blasts in their hand. Or was it Fire Blast? No, I knew they had 2 lightning bolts in their hand, and I cast Cabal Therapy and they're like, all right, resolves. I was like, name lightning bolt, and they flipped their hand over and they had 3 lightning bolts, and I was like, all right, bin 'em. And they discarded 1. I was like, no, you discard all 3 of them because this card's insane. And they were like, oh, they got very sad with the reason. Ooh, more candy. Remember that time I put Collective Brutality in my deck? Remember that time I put Collective Brutality in my deck? There's a 4th one in the sideboard. We came ready to party, burn opponent. I don't even have to show them that we're a Scape Shift deck, because this is going to give my Tireless Tracker +2 clues. I should have done this last turn, right? The pride cometh before the fall, chat. The pride cometh before the fall. The pride cometh before the fall. I only have, there is but one correct response to what has just happened on this just now. There is but one correct response.